is the ellipse tool, and the ellipse tool is the same thing. You could make an oval like that, but if you want to make a perfect circle, you hold the shift key down and drag and make a circle. And again, you always let up on the mouse before you let up on the shift key, because if you let up on the shift key, shift, circle, let up, it's not a circle. Shift, circle, let up, it's not a circle. Next thing is the Polygon tool, and you can create different polygons. Mine happens to be a triangle. If you want to change it, you take this crosshair and you just click once. It brings this up, and I could change the number of sides to say 7, and I could change it to make it a star with the percentage of inset. Let's just go 50% and see what happens. There we go. And again, you could always make it a perfect star by holding the shift key down, or a interesting star by doing that. Let's go Command A and delete. Command A and delete. There we go. Let's go back and click again and change this back to 0 and change this to 5. And now we have a pentagon. I'm going to hold the shift key down and select multiple items at the same time. So now I can select that, and then I can hit the delete key. So I still have this, and I can make this any size pentagon that I want to. So that's the Polygon tool. The next one down is the scissors tool. So if I want to say cut this like scissors, like this is a rubber band, and if I cut the rubber band, it'll be 2 pieces of a rubber band. So if I click here and I click here, and then I go back to my selection tool, I can move that away there, and I can move that away there. Let's make another pentagon. Nope. Hit the delete key. Let's try Polygon tool. There we go. And go down to the next item, which is the free transform. Doesn't seem any different than the selection tool. I've never seen a big difference there. The next one down is the rotation tool, and again that is very similar to the rotation tool that you get when you use your selection tool, but this rotation tool has this, which is an anchor point. So that's the center of rotation. So I can drag this shape there. If I want to change the center of rotation, say I want the center of rotation to be, say, this top point, I can click right there and then drag. So you can see where I can click down here and then drag. That's what's nice about this particular rotation tool. The next thing down is the scale tool. And the scale tool also works on the center of the anchor, which is that crosshair. You can see it's all based around that anchor, and it's getting bigger and smaller, and that anchor is the center of it. If I hold the shift key down, the next item down is the shear tool, and you can kind of see what that does. The next item down is the gradient tool, and at the moment it has made the stroke of the type gradient. You can see right there. I have selected right? Beforehand, this stroke was in front of the fill. But if I click on the fill and I use my gradient tool, you can see what happens. Now it's affecting the fill as opposed to the stroke. The eyedropper tool allows you to pick up colors from one thing. So if I have, say, a polygon here that is filled with pink, and then I have another, if I have another polygon that's filled with green, I can say, no, I don't want that to be green, I want that to be pink. So you can select this and then eyedropper the pink, and it changes that color. The theme tool creates a color theme based on that color. So this one actually just kind of goes with red and pink and doesn't really do much. Notice that it's just added those two colors. That adds colors to the swatches panel. And then the next thing down is the measurement tool. If I wanted to measure how long this edge of the polygon is, do that. You can see I don't use this very often. Now this is the hand tool, and I'm going to turn the info off. The hand tool allows you to move around in the space. So we can go like this. But I don't usually use this. I'm going to go back to the selection tool. If you use the spacebar, hold the spacebar down, you'll get the hand tool and see that it moves it around. And then if I let up on the spacebar, the selection tool comes back. And if I hold down the spacebar, the hand comes back, and I'm able to move things around. Same with the magnifying glass. I don't usually use this magnifying glass right here. You can also get the magnifying glass by holding the spacebar and the command key, and you can see that it gives me the plus sign so I can zoom in. And if I go spacebar command option, it gets me the zoom out, so I can kind of zoom out like this. The other thing is, if you want to zoom into a certain area, say I want to zoom in to the lower right hand corner point of this polygon, I can do command shift, and then I can click and drag my mouse. See that dotted line? And so that point at the lower right hand corner is going to be in the center of the screen, just like that. So that's cool. Let's see, what else do we have? Below that is the fill and the stroke, and this is your different preview modes. So we have preview, normal, which is what we have now, and then preview, bleed, slug, presentation. But really, I don't use that at all either, because what we can do is I'm going to go command 0, put the page in the center of the window of my document. If I hit the W key, that's basically preview mode. If I do shift W, it previews on the whole window. Shift W. That's your toolbox.